Okay. So I've been seeing some videos popping up about optimizing your life and trying to balance everything. And that's nice. That's a good thing to do. It's good to remind yourself to keep things in moderation. Moderation is pretty helpful and good. But I started thinking about the idea of like over optimization, overdoing it maybe. Like I feel like sometimes it's maybe a good thing to let things not be perfect. Like if you're it depends on your goals, right? Like if you want a game like this game to be fun, you don't want it to be too stable, right? You want it to be able to fall. Like the fact that it's still in the wrapper makes this very boring. Like this is not a good game. I would hate to play this game. Hey, you want to play some Jenga, but it's still in the wrapper? Like no, like let it fall. Like in my opinion, just this looks way more interesting. Just the fact that it could fall and it's not makes it way more interesting. Ooh. And that's kind of how it is sometimes in regular life. Like there are times when making the worst choice is probably not just an okay choice, but it is the better choice. Ooh. Like, okay. Let's go. Okay. Like, I think one example could be, I don't smoke. I don't really enjoy it. I don't think it feels good. I don't think it's fun. But I've heard that nicotine can be really helpful for stress. And while you might judge somebody for using nicotine to manage their stress, maybe living a lifestyle where you have no choice but to be more stressed than the average person, maybe it's not the worst thing. Like being in the military or being an EMT. Being an EMT is a very stressful job. You're constantly being introduced to trauma, and if the healthy choice is to remove the access to the trauma, that means you either stop working there, spend the extra effort to really nail down some excellent coping mechanisms to get yourself through that stress, or you pick up smoking. And I'm not saying I would recommend smoking, but if you told me that's how you chose to do it, I don't think I judge you. Like, that might be the best option for you in the moment. I don't like addiction. I think addiction can overwhelmingly be a bad thing. I don't think there's ever a time when that's the right option. So that's where moderation comes back into play. If you if you have the discipline to maybe limit yourself to like only vaping, and you only vape once after shift, there's something that's not overboard. It's similar to having a beer after work. Some people do that. And while again, I don't think there's any argument to say that that is straight up healthy for your body. You could argue that the wind down after work could be good for your overall mental health, factoring in everything. So I got curious on the idea of sort of health nuts, not non-derogatory, like people who like to optimize everything. They factor they structure their whole diet around eating the right thing, grilled chicken and rice, because they're trying to get in perfect shape. Why are they trying to get in perfect shape though? I think that is an important question. Are you trying to look good because you have insecurities about your body? Maybe working out is actually not the healthy decision. Not that it's unhealthy, but it's probably not. There's probably healthier decisions. I'm going to point this at myself for a little bit. I don't really enjoy the taste of coffee. But ever since I got my first job, I have had a caffeine addiction. I have needed it because I just don't have that strength. So I rely on energy drinks. And I have been judged for it. I've been judged. Ooh. This is going down, man. I've been judged for, let me see if I can turn this whole thing. This would be probably cheating in the regular game. But give me a break, I only have one hand. Okay. My arm's getting tired. But yeah, I drink energy drinks. I have one pretty much every day with my breakfast. And that's not great. But I'm sure a lot of you out there who are judging me probably smoke a lot of weed and get drunk and maybe drink coffee 3 to 4 cups a day. Like, that's a pretty common thing. And I wouldn't say that that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, you do you, man. I would do that too if it tasted good. Oh. But it doesn't, in my opinion. And I think because I don't drink and I don't do other things, it's okay. I don't do other things like that. I let myself have that vice. I know it's not necessarily healthy, but I'm not trying to have a perfect. I don't need to be perfectly healthy. I just want to be like good enough to live the life that I want to live. Another thing, I think that there are things that we say are bad that I think aren't always necessarily bad, like pressure, or like specifically, like not specifically peer pressure, though that is also a pretty big one. But I'll go like generally pressure, like deadlines, or just having like an overbearing parent. While these can be incredibly stressful, I don't necessarily think that pressure is always a bad thing, if that makes sense. I think it's pretty basic to say, honestly. I think pressure is actually really helpful to a degree. The right amount of pressure. I don't know, man. I'm really just rambling while I'm playing a game. You know, I'm gonna put this down. Ooh. When I'm working on a project, I used to need to have I used to have that, I still have the feeling, but I used to have this urge to keep working until it gets, until I think it's complete. But the problem is that I never feel like it's complete. A good example would be 5 years ago. If I were making this exact video, I wouldn't have stopped holding this tower until I felt I had gotten the entire point across in one take. And based on how my arm is feeling, I would probably have just given up and never finished the video. So I would rather put this down and move on. Because pressure is like, that's too much pressure. It's too much pressure to put on myself to just make sure it's good. But you don't need it to be good. You just need it to be good enough. I think that's ultimately what I'm getting at. The idea of moderating everything in your life, I think if you do that, if you moderate everything in your life, you should remember to moderate that part. There are times when you need to just let things fuck up or go wrong. I do still have that analytical side of my brain that won't. I'm going to edit this, and while I'm editing this, I very likely am going to be upset that I didn't do everything perfectly. I gotta do something. I gotta make stuff. I really enjoy the feeling of completing a project. I like the feeling of. I kind of like the feeling of like, kind of kicking my own ass. Like when I start to get obsessive, and then I can talk myself down from that and just say, hey, let it go. Put the video out. Even though you went into that with a very strong message that you wanted to take seriously and nail the performance or the presentation, you're not getting there with this one. It's fine. Just move on to the next one, because there's other stuff that I want to obsess with, and I've been struggling to even start this video. I don't always want these videos to be about me just talking about how I had a problem and then I fixed the problem. Because I haven't fully fixed it. Like, I'm literally talking about my experience right now. I'm currently struggling with making this. I want it to be better. I'm okay with this video being fine. And I hope you are too, because that's what it is. It's what everything is. I had way more that I wanted to say with this video, but I was getting really in my head about it, because I was reading a lot about people being a perfectionist or like over optimizing their life and focusing on their their diet too hard to the point where they're not able to enjoy food. And I was stressing myself out over being too lazy and taking too long to write the script for this video. And it was like really annoying to read about people's like struggles to do something right while I'm struggling to do the exact same thing. And while reading it, it's just a bunch of smart people saying, hey, give yourself a break. Stop taking it so seriously. You can take something seriously, You don't need to take everything seriously. Be realistic, and if you need something to get done, like if you really think it's that important to go on a diet or like watch your calories or something, go for it. Do that. But you don't need to find the perfect diet overnight. Maybe just do one thing. For me, I've always, just a little suggestion on dieting, I've always found it way more pleasant to add enjoyable alternatives on top of what I already eat. So if I have like a really unhealthy snack that I like to eat, like I like eating candy a lot, but I also do kind of enjoy like berries, but I really like, I don't know, I like chocolate, and dark chocolate can be a little bit too bitter, but I found that chocolate covered berries are actually pretty awesome. And I'm not just gonna cut out candy and replace it with chocolate berries. But the fact that I have them both in my life means that sometimes, for the rest of my life, sometimes when I want to go grab a bag of Skittles, I might actually crave the chocolate covered berries more and get those instead. And I don't even feel like I'm being responsible or like disciplined. I'm just living my life and picking the thing that I felt like this time. And I accidentally did just pick a slightly healthier choice. And that is just low effort upgrade. General upgrade. It's like swapping soda out for LaCroix. Maybe don't cut out soda right away and swap it for LaCroix. Because if you're addicted to Coca-Cola, you're not going to like LaCroix. So maybe think of it as adding an option that you can have sometimes, but have them both. By having both, you will have less of the bad one because you have things to choose between. Otherwise, you're only drinking the bad one. That's a whole other topic, and I don't know if I even could make a video on that, but I could try. This one's not so precious. I want to let this one go. Hopefully, you got something out of it. Maybe the food thing at the end was something. I think I might have accidentally gotten a little meta because I was getting a little bit obsessed over the idea of like perfecting the video about not being perfect and not over obsessing, and that's ridiculous. So maybe one of my other videos, it won't be fresh in my mind, so I will hyper obsess until it's perfect. And if that happens, you let me know in the comments over there that I need to calm down. If I ever make a good video, oh, let me have it. Bye.